This video is brought to you by Lobotomy.
I didn't mean it. I swear to God, it was beautiful. And it was just a happy little accident. I didn't mean it. It was an artwork. Oh, wait, can I have some art supplies? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I can create. I can create. G'day everyone, I'm Jazza, and today we're going to figure out how to get out of this place using nothing but art. And you're coming with me.
Now, you might be asking, Jazza, how does exploring artists actually give you the power to escape? You see, I believe that if I can unlock the true genius and the secrets of all of the best artists in the world and empower myself with them, then they won't be able to keep me locked up. They'll understand that my genius needs to be set free and my creativity needs to be a blessing on the world. So let's start off with Bob Ross. After all, he's one of the most free artists there is, free from judgment and pain. His artworks always invoking this sense of liberation, and I believe are depictions of where he hides the bodies. After all, what greater way of feeling free than showing the world where you're hiding your secrets, and it's all right under their noses.
So, now that I've finished my sketch of Bob, I'm going to take this a step further, which you know I love doing. Yes, that's right. Thanks to Lobotomy, my friend Bob is going to come to life in a miniature form in a way that I can carry him around with me everywhere, and he can reveal to me his secrets.
And so here he is, Bob Ross, or the happy painter, as people have come to call him. We're going to discover a little bit later as to why he's so happy and free, but I think we have a few artists to further explore before we do. Of course, when it comes to genius artists, you can't go past Leonardo da Vinci. I mean, at the end of the day, he was uneducated, technically. He was the bastard son of a notary member of the lower class. He was born out of wedlock. And his parents went on to have multiple different partners, making da Vinci one of 13 children. He needed to stand out. He needed to rise above the rest, using only his genius and creativity. Oh look, my little Leonardo da Vinci has also come to life. He's a small Leonardo da Vinci now. He could fit in my pocket. It's like I invented him. I think later we can take some extra special time making sure we paint him up nice and pretty. He will whisper his secrets to me later, but for now, there's another artist I want to explore. Salvador Dali. This is a very weird man. He believed he was the reincarnation of his dead brother. Maybe he was. Or maybe he killed his brother. I guess technically that's impossible, because his brother died 9 months before his birth, and his parents named him after him, and they went so far as to tell him that he was his brother reincarnated, and he believed that all of his life. So maybe Dali has transcended life itself and holds the secrets to unlocking the true escape of the mortal flesh into the new flesh of us, and taking passage into new flesh in which he can unleash his creativity. We'll find out later in this video, where we're going to paint up my new little friend, Salvador Dali the Tiny. But before we do that, there is one last creative genius to dive into. Oh, you didn't think I was humble enough to keep myself out of this, did you? No. There's always room for Jazza on the crazy artistic genius list. And I think anyone who is familiar with my work knows that I will not rest until I try art in all of its forms. Nothing can hold me back, not the tightest straitjacket or a lack of materials. Creativity is a part of my very soul, and I will not rest until I share that with the world. Alrighty, let's get stuck into bringing teeny weeny Jazza to life with a little bit of paint. He's got a little base coat and some black paint and what we call a zenithal highlight in white, which helps bring out all the shadows in the darker areas. I'm going to be painting most of this model with just a few colours and in the Army Painter Speed Paint range, which is a new range that just came out, which basically lets me put on one coat of colour in all the different areas. And it does a lot of the work for me. See, I have secrets of my own. With the base coats applied, I want to bring this whole thing to life with a really clinical white highlight. Just like this cell that I'm trapped in. Using a dry brush and applying some cold white and then smearing most of it off onto a paper towel and applying layer after layer, I dry brush in a downwards direction to make my now khaki looking straight jacket and captivity outfit a nice vibrant white. Now, the funny thing is, they don't realise that a straight jacket doesn't really do anything to contain me. I mean, I've got a lot of experience with this stuff. I've drawn with my feet, oh, and my mouth, of course. There are plenty of body parts I can use, but it's not just that. I can create without my eyes. I can create holding my hand high above my head for some reason. Breathless and bloody. Yes, I've even painted with blood. The question isn't, are they going to keep me in here? It's when are they going to realize they never stood a chance?
This is incredible. This is the greatest thing I've ever done. I'm bringing 4 of the most inspiring, transcendent artists to life, all thanks to Lobotomy. Specifically, Lobotomy 2 Manhunt, the board game. Lobotomy is a fully cooperative dungeon crawler where players become patients trying to escape from a mental asylum set in a survival horror theme. This asylum crawler has everything that players loved in the original Lobotomy, with the addition of streamlined rules to minimize the downtime and maximize the fun. And creativity, because we have worked together to bring my artist friends to life. That's right, you can get as an expansion to the Lobotomy game on their GameFound page, available now, the Insane Artists expansion pack. There's a campaign that tells the story behind the manhunt, and players can play the always changing daily nightmare sandbox mode. This, along with the diverse characters and abilities that are different in each game, pushes Lobotomy's replayability to the next level. The characters in Lobotomy do not remember who they are. They explore the asylum using the depths of their imagination, so the extraordinary objects might seem like mighty weapons and random junk as perfect upgrading materials, pushing themselves deeper into madness as it's the only way to unleash their true power and survive. So huge thank you to Lobotomy for supporting this video and making it possible. And I want to make sure that you know that you can go on that journey with me to escape this institution. But to do that, we're going to have to continue to unlock the secrets of these genius artists so we can unleash our genius on the world.
So now we're diving a little bit deeper into the darker secrets, the recesses, explore what did Leonardo da Vinci know that I can channel? Well, let's start off with what he was capable of. Dissecting 30 human corpses in his lifetime, for one. Now, they may have been donated to science, but let's just say I think our buddy Leo harbored a fascination with human flesh and anatomy. But he was a true craftsman, and you could tell he was insane because it would take him years to finish projects, and he would ignore and move on in favor of something new, something greater. He was in pursuit of perfection. He was once even imprisoned, like myself, and he invented a machine that he explained was meant to open a prison from the inside. Oh, Leonardo, tell me your secrets, 'cause that That is what I need! He devised a machine to ensure no one else would be caged again. Ah, Leo, whisper to me of the freedom machine. In fact, he developed a bit of a habit of buying animals purely to set them free, and he was a vegetarian. So let's just say he knew the value of unleashing one's soul and self into the world. Show me, Leonardo. Show me how to be free like you. I know, Leo. I know how you escaped. I know where you found true freedom. You freed others from this mortal coil so that you might be free. Salvador Dali. This man was twisted in ways I can't even fathom. He once pushed his friend off a cliff, and then as his friend lay on the ground, injured and in pain, he watched calmly while eating cherries. This is a fact. This is history. This is Salvador Dali. The pain is insignificant, he says, but the pleasure is immeasurable, he would say, of throwing himself into walls or downstairs to experience pain. And he had a reputation for immersing himself into a trance-like state that he would use to get creative with. And from some of the aforementioned things, you can tell where his creativity led. Dali invented the endless worlds of timeless deserts and surrealist torture, and his creativity would live on beyond his insanity. His genius, though very weird and disturbing to mere mortals, is clearly, I mean, it's still pretty weird and disturbing, but he made some cool pictures and people remember him for that, so that's kind of cool. And he had a super big mustache. Is that what you're telling me, Dali? I need a mustache like you have? But I can't grow a mustache very well, Salvador Dali. And at last we return to Bob. Bob. Oh, what is there to say about Bob that hasn't been said? Many things. Many things, Bob. There is a part of Bob Ross's history that people don't acknowledge very much. The dark history in the army. He was an angry drill sergeant in the Air Force for 20 years, and apparently he was the typical stereotype of the angry drill sergeant. This man needed a place to put his anger, and it turned out to be in his paintings. And I have a sneaking suspicion that all of the places that his paintings depict are real, and are where he's hiding the bodies. That's right, Bob. I know your happy little secret. You were good at beating the devil out of it, weren't you, Bob? Yes, your little friends whisper to you too, don't they, Bob? They tell you what the next step is. But now that I've unlocked the beginnings of your secrets, I'm starting to think it's your turn to whisper to me.
I have my 4 little friends who all have different ways of inspiring me, but I just need to pick one voice to listen to really know the secret to getting out of here. Just pick one voice and make it a little bit louder. And I think that's our buddy Bob. Bob can talk to the animals. Bob knows where the bodies are buried. Bob knows how to get away with happy little accidents. What's that, Bob? To beat the devil out of it, you have to find the devil first? Well, let's go looking.
Now it's time to make Bob shine. The true Bob. The big Bob. And I'm not going to use any cheap tricks with this one. I'm not even going to use any fancy lighting in the reveals because I am going to paint the lighting onto Bob, the ominous dark red glow, so that it's truly a part of him and not something forced. I create my dark plan by using a little red light and moving it around to find the best angle for it to capture his genius. Now, Bob is famous for his wet-on-wet painting, so I thought I'd do a bit of wet blending to honour that. Purples, reds and blues mixing to capture the variance between the deep red glow on his right shoulder and the dark blues of his dark soul. You may think I'm over-dramatising this. Bob's a nice guy, you might think. And yeah, he is, as far as he showed you, but little did you know he was showing you all along his dark side. I don't even have to tell you. He can tell you himself.
This is where the fun starts. Grab them and just beat the devil out of them. Now that's some fun.
It's very easy to set on fire. Want to set it on fire? Ruin a happy marriage in a heartbeat.
And cover the entire black area with a little bit of a crimson. Alizarin crimson?
Alizarin crimson.
Touch of the alizarin crimson. Crimson.
There, maybe a little more red.
In the words of Bob, let's just get a little bit crazy.
And just like that, after all my hard work, I've got a happy little friend to keep me company. He's told me so many secrets so far, and I think using that and my creativity, one day they'll see my genius and let me out of here. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more fun with art and creativity. If you enjoyed this video, you're gonna love all the stuff I have planned in the future because I'm just getting started.